Well, I got a haircut because I thought we would be gathering again, but I was wrong. You see, Marco Presbyterian Church, we're a people who love the Lord and we love our neighbor. And even though we are online and not on site, we are still on mission. Your session has wisely, I think, decided to delay our gathering again. And I wanted to give you 3 foundational biblical truths that are helping us helping guide our decision, how we're proceeding to gather again. And the first one is this. Simply put, we never closed. We are the people of God. We're not a building. Nehemiah chapter 1 verse 10 says of God's people who are scattered all over the place that they are your servants and your people whom you have redeemed by your great power and your strong hand. We're not a building. We're the people of God who are on His mission. Secondly, gathering is not our mission. To say it simply, our mission is our mission. We're not a weekly event, but we're actually a people on mission. And our mission is to bring hope to people with the truth of Jesus. We do that from a couple texts, Matthew 28, verses 18 to 20, guide us to go and make disciples of all nations. We go out and we preach Christ wherever we are. And secondly, in Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 and 25, we see the instruction, the encouragement, even the admonition to gather and don't neglect it, but it's wrapped in love. It says to stir one another up to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together. So we should meet together. We must meet together at some point. But what we want to do is wrap that in love and make sure that we're loving not only our folks within the body of Christ, but also our community, those who live near us. And so we're going to say it like this. We're not going to set a date until we can do it great. So first, we never closed. Second, gathering is not our mission. Our mission is our mission. And third, God's people love God and we love one another. Many of our congregation, our community, are vulnerable to this virus. And so in order to love well, what we want to do is delay our gathering again. We will consider when and how it's best to gather. And in fact, we would love your input in this survey. So on the email that you're reading right now, you could click the link to go to the survey and help us understand a little bit better when we gather again, how we might do it best, not just for you, but for our community. Let me leave you with 4 points and help you to remember and help us to remember, even myself remember, that first, we're guided by God. Even in the midst of this uncertainty, there is a strong and steady presence, and that's God Himself. Second, we're guided by our love for our neighbor. So we love God, we love our neighbor, and thirdly, we're guided by good scientific data. And we've had great data. It's hard to understand all of it, but thankfully we have our elder, Dr. Greg Poland, who's informing us. He's keeping us up to date, and he's helping us know what's going on, not just here in Collier County, but around the world. And fourthly, we are able to rejoice even in the midst of trials. We rejoice and we even find meaning in the midst of trials. You'll see this weekend in Pastor Steve's sermon when he helps us to see that God's providence is something that we can take joy in. We know that we can find meaning even in uncertainty. So let me read for you Psalm 46. We've read this many times. Simply helps me to see God as our refuge and strength. It says, God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in time of trouble. May the Lord bless you this day.